If you're not optimizing your micronutrients, you're leaving massive amounts of brain power, energy, and physical vitality on the table. The truth is, your brain and body literally cannot function at their peak without a consistent supply of key vitamins, and I don't mean trendy supplements or miracle pills. I mean essential, science-backed nutrients that regulate everything from your cognition and hormones to your energy, sleep, and even your resilience to stress. I want to be clear, this isn't about hype. It's about biology, neurobiology, human performance, and transformation. Vitamin B complex plays a foundational role in how the human brain functions and how the body generates sustainable energy. Among the most critical are B6 pyridoxine, B9 folate, and B12 cobalamin, each of which supports key neurological and cellular processes that directly affect how we think, feel, and perform on a daily basis. These vitamins are water-soluble, meaning the body does not store them in large amounts. As a result, we must replenish them regularly through diet or supplementation. Their consistent intake is non-negotiable for optimal cognitive function and emotional stability. At the biochemical level, these B vitamins are involved in methylation cycles, a complex process that supports DNA repair, detoxification, and neurotransmitter synthesis. Neurotransmitters are the chemical messengers of the brain: dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, GABA, each playing a major role in mood, motivation, alertness, sleep, and mental clarity. Without adequate levels of B6, B9, and B12, the body struggles to manufacture these essential chemicals in proper amounts. This imbalance can manifest in a wide range of cognitive and psychological issues, including irritability, brain fog, forgetfulness, anxiety, and even symptoms of depression. Vitamin B6 is especially critical for the conversion of amino acids into neurotransmitters. For example, it helps convert tryptophan into serotonin and tyrosine into dopamine. These neurotransmitters influence how you feel whether you're motivated and focused or sluggish and apathetic. A deficiency in B6 often shows up as low mood, poor stress tolerance, and sleep disturbances. Likewise, folate B9 is necessary for neural development and plays a key role in mental clarity and emotional regulation. It also works in tandem with B12 and homocysteine regulation, a metabolic marker linked to cardiovascular and cognitive health. Vitamin B12 is perhaps the most recognized among the three and is vital for nerve insulation and DNA synthesis. When B12 levels are low, the protective myelin sheath around nerve fibers begins to degrade, leading to neurological issues like numbness, tingling, memory loss, and even early cognitive decline. Furthermore, B12 is needed to keep homocysteine levels in check. Elevated homocysteine is not just a cardiovascular risk factor. It is also associated with poor memory, decreased brain volume, and slower processing speed. Ensuring that B12 is present in adequate amounts helps support brain longevity and neurological resilience. People on vegetarian or vegan diets, or those with digestive issues, are at increased risk of B vitamin in deficiencies, particularly B12, because it is primarily found in animal products. Age also plays a factor. As we grow older, the body's ability to absorb these nutrients declines, even if dietary intake remains consistent. This makes supplementation or fortified foods essential for many individuals, especially if cognitive clarity and emotional stability are high priorities. Incorporating B-complex vitamins daily is not about chasing a quick mental boost. It's about laying the groundwork for consistent, long-term neurological and metabolic performance. When these vitamins are supplied at optimal levels, the brain becomes more resilient, energy production becomes more stable, and mental fatigue begins to dissipate. This is not a placebo or a hype-based biohackets rooted in fundamental neuroscience and human physiology. A well-nourished brain doesn't just work better, it adapts better, learns faster, and endures longer. Vitamin D3 is far more than a simple nutrient. It functions more like a hormone that influences nearly every system in the body, especially the brain, immune system, and endocrine function. While it is commonly associated with bone health, the reach of vitamin D3 extends much deeper into cellular signaling, mood regulation, and hormone production. Despite its critical role, vitamin D deficiency remains one of the most widespread nutrient deficiencies worldwide, particularly in regions with limited sunlight exposure or in individuals who spend most of their time indoors. This deficiency can silently impair cognitive performance, energy levels, immunity, and overall well-being. Vitamin D3 is synthesized in the skin through sunlight exposure, specifically ultraviolet B rays. Once activated in the body, it binds to vitamin D receptors, which are present in nearly every cell type. These receptors act as a gateway for D3 to influence gene expression. It's estimated that vitamin D regulates over 2,0 genes, many of which are involved in inflammation control, immune modulation, and neural development. In the brain, vitamin D receptors are highly concentrated in areas responsible for mood, memory, and executive function, such as the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. This distribution suggests that vitamin D3 plays a direct role in mental health and cognitive clarity. When vitamin D3 levels are sufficient, people often report enhanced mood, increased motivation, and a greater sense of vitality. This is not merely anecdotal. Research consistently shows that low levels of vitamin D3 are linked with depressive symptoms, cognitive decline, and even neurodegenerative conditions. It appears to have a stabilizing effect on brain chemistry, possibly by regulating the synthesis of serotonin and reducing inflammatory markers that interfere with mental functioning. For those struggling with low energy, persistent low mood, or mental fatigue, restoring optimal vitamin D3 levels can result in a noticeable transformation in mental sharpness and emotional stability. Additionally, vitamin D3 plays a central role in immune system performance. It helps activate T cells, which are the body's front line of defense against pathogens. When D3 is deficient, the immune system becomes less efficient, increasing susceptibility to infections, chronic inflammation, and autoimmune conditions. Especially in today's context, where maintaining a robust immune response is critical, having sufficient D3 levels becomes a key priority. It doesn't stimulate the immune system in a way that causes overactivity. Instead, it modulates the response, ensuring it acts intelligently, fighting what it needs to while avoiding unnecessary inflammation. Another important benefit of vitamin D3 is its influence on hormone production, especially testosterone in men and estrogen balance in women. Optimal levels are associated with improved libido, better muscle strength, and faster recovery after exertion. This hormonal support translates to enhanced physical vitality, which in turn feeds back into mood and mental performance. When vitamin D3 is low, hormone production often suffers, leading to fatigue, irritability, and decreased physical drive. Because vitamin D3 is difficult to obtain in sufficient amounts from food alone, supplementation is often necessary. This is especially true during winter months or in people who cover their skin or use high SPF sunscreen daily. To ensure the vitamin is absorbed effectively and doesn't disrupt calcium balance, it's often recommended to take it with vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium to the bones rather than the arteries. Maintaining optimal D3 levels over time is one of the simplest yet most profound steps you can take for long-term brain health, hormone balance, immune resilience, and overall life performance. Magnesium is one of the most essential minerals in the human body, yet it's also one of the most commonly deficient. It plays a central role in over 300 enzymatic reactions, many of which are directly tied to the functioning of the nervous system, energy production, muscle performance, and brain health. Its influence extends across virtually every system in the body, but what makes magnesium especially powerful is its ability to support calm, focus, and deep restoration, things that modern lifestyles constantly challenge. One of magnesium's most important roles is its interaction with the brain and nervous system. It helps regulate neurotransmitters, particularly GABA, which is the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter responsible for reducing neural excitability and promoting relaxation. When GABA levels are functioning optimally, the mind feels calmer, less anxious, and more capable of focusing on a single task without being hijacked by intrusive thoughts or external stressors. Magnesium supports this state by binding to GABA receptors and enhancing their activity. Without enough magnesium, the brain becomes hyperreactive, leading to restlessness, irritability, and poor sleep quality. Sleep is one of the most profoundly affected areas when magnesium levels are optimized. Studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can increase slow wave sleep, the deepest and most restorative phase of the sleep cycle. During this time, the brain consolidates memories, repairs neurons, and resets emotional balance. People with insufficient magnesium often report difficulty falling asleep, frequent nighttime waking, and non-refreshing sleep. Adding bioavailable forms of magnesium, such as magnesium glycinate or threonate, has been shown to significantly improve sleep quality, duration, and depth, making the brain and body far more resilient to daily stressors. In the realm of physical health, magnesium is just as critical. It plays a direct role in muscle contraction and relaxation, making it essential for athletes and anyone engaged in physical activity. When magnesium levels are low, muscles are more prone to cramping, tightness, and poor recovery. It also helps reduce inflammation and supports mitochondrial energy production, both of which are necessary for optimal physical performance and endurance. Recovery after training or high stress is significantly improved when magnesium intake is consistent, as it helps regulate the body's stress hormones and repair muscle tissue. Beyond muscles and sleep, magnesium supports overall brain plasticity, the brain's ability to learn, adapt, and form new connections. This is especially true for magnesium threonate, a unique form that can cross the blood-brain barrier and directly elevate magnesium concentrations in the brain. This form of magnesium has been studied for its impact on learning and memory enhancement. In both young adults and aging individuals, higher brain magnesium levels have been linked to improved working memory, faster learning speed, and better cognitive flexibility. These benefits are not theoretical. They are measurable and repeatable when magnesium intake is dialed in properly. Magnesium also plays a subtle but powerful role in managing inflammation, regulating blood pressure, supporting cardiovascular health, and balancing blood sugar. Its wide-reaching effects make it a cornerstone of long-term health. Yet because magnesium is depleted by stress, caffeine, alcohol, and even heavy exercise, it's a mineral that must be replenished consistently. Most diets don't provide enough, which is why supplementation often becomes necessary, especially for those under high cognitive or physical demand. Optimizing magnesium intake is not just about avoiding deficiency. It's about unlocking a calmer mind, a stronger body, and a more resilient nervous system. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA-eicosapentaenoic acid and DHA-docosahexaenoic acid, are essential nutrients that have a profound impact on brain function, emotional balance, cardiovascular health, and inflammation control. These fatty acids are not produced efficiently by the human body, which means they must be obtained through diet or supplementation. Found primarily in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, EPA and DHA are among the most researched nutrients in neuroscience and human performance, and their benefits are both immediate and long-term. DHA is a major structural component of the brain, especially in areas associated with learning, memory, and emotional regulation. It makes up a large percentage of the fat found in the cerebral cortex and synaptic membranes, helping to maintain the fluidity and flexibility of cell membranes. This flexibility is essential for efficient neurotransmission, how brain cells communicate with each other. Without adequate DHA, neurons become less responsive, which can impair cognitive function, slow reaction time, and reduce mental clarity. Studies have shown that higher DHA intake is associated with improved cognitive performance, better memory retention, and a reduced risk of neurodegenerative conditions over time. EPA, on the other hand, is known for its anti-inflammatory properties and its ability to positively influence mood and emotional regulation. Inflammation in the brain has been linked to a number of psychological disorders, including depression, anxiety, and brain fog. EPA helps combat this by reducing the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and supporting the brain's natural defense mechanisms. Clinical research has demonstrated that EPA supplementation, especially in high concentrations, can be as effective as certain antidepressants in improving mood in individuals with low-grade chronic inflammation or treatment-resistant depression. One of the most notable benefits of omega-3s is their role in emotional stability. People who consistently consume adequate EPA and DHA often report improved mood, lower stress reactivity, and a greater sense of calm and mental balance. This isn't just a psychological effect, it's a biochemical reality. These fatty acids help regulate the function of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are essential for motivation, reward, and a sense of well-being. The brain is approximately 60% fat by dry weight, and ensuring that it's made up of high-quality, functional fats like EPA and DHA directly influences how well it performs under stress and in daily cognitive demands. Omega-3s also provide cardiovascular benefits that indirectly support brain health. By reducing triglyceride levels, improving arterial function, and lowering blood pressure, they help maintain consistent blood flow to the brain. This steady supply of oxygen and nutrients is essential for maintaining focus, preventing mental fatigue, and supporting high-level cognitive performance. Better circulation means better delivery of everything your brain and muscles need to operate at peak efficiency. While many people consume some form of dietary fat, not all fats are created equal. Omega-6 fatty acids, found in processed foods and vegetable oils, can promote inflammation when not balanced with adequate omega-3s. This imbalance is common in modern diets and is one of the reasons why supplementing with high-quality fish oil or algae-based EPA and DHA is so important. Prioritizing omega-3 intake every day isn't just a wellness strategy. It's a neurobiological foundation for clearer thinking, emotional resilience, and long-term brain health. When the brain is built and fueled with the right materials, everything from mood to memory begins to align and improve.